Hey folks, it's Matt once again. Welcome back to another video for the Q&A. This will be part 3, I believe. Thank you for the questions so far. This time, I have a comment from Ultimate Ninja 1984. I found your daylight review. My bad, Matt. No problem. I wasn't saying that to be a dick or anything. It was just I don't want people to waste the question, if you know what I mean. Like, they ask a question and it's like, oh, I already reviewed it. Oh, okay. I don't know how to word it, but I'm glad you found it. Hope you enjoyed. If not, I'm sorry about that. But Peter Freakout 10 asks, do you ever plan to review the Rush Hour movies? We'd love to see your thoughts on those. Just watched the first. Plan to see the second with my bro the day before Thanksgiving, so you'll be seeing this after Thanksgiving. Yeah, I would like to sometime. I like the first Rush Hour. The second Rush Hour is my favorite. And Rush Hour 3, I do talk about them in my video, my Jackie Chan collection and discussion video, where I showed all the Jackie Chan films I own. So I did talk about Rush Hour in that video. But yeah, the first two I love, and the third one I thought was pretty lame. Disappointing. In retrospect, it's not one of the worst sequels ever, but I thought it was a pretty big step down from the first two. Besides those games you mentioned that you want to get when you get 360, would you consider getting Grand Theft Auto 4, Bully, or Red Dead Redemption? Maybe. Maybe. It just, if I, I have to get the 360 first. But, yeah, if find them at a good price, could give it a shot, sure. Would you consider doing Let's Play Grand Theft Auto games even though they take a long time to beat? I think I have Grand Theft Auto 3 and San Andreas. I don't know if there'd be much of a demand for that, though. Like, if I did a video game playthrough, it'd either have to be something that'd be a lot of demand for, or something I really, really, really want to do at that point in time. So, maybe one day, but not anytime soon. Just, I don't have too much free time, and like you said, it does take a long time to beat those. But we'll see. If you go back in time and see any movie in the theater, what would it be? Oh, there's a bunch of them. Aliens. Aliens, to see it on the big screen would be awesome. Rambo First Blood Part 2. Hard Target. Predator 2. Not on the first Predator. Leviathan. Like, some of my favorite movies, it'd be nice to see them on the big screen. But especially like Aliens and Hard Target. Those are the two that pop in my head. Cliffhanger. Just like Cliffhanger and Hard Target came out when I was like 10 years old, so I wasn't able to see them at the theater. But yeah, those are a couple that I would love to have seen in the theater. To go back in time to see it with like a big crowd of people, absolutely. So thank you for the questions. Next up is TheAngryPopCornUniverse. 5 questions. Worst horror movie you've seen? It's ones I mention a lot, but ones like Feeders 2. There's this one called Horror House on Highway 5, which is pretty fucking god awful. It technically films like a Serbian film and Martyrs for different reasons. For different reasons. I hate those movies with a passion for different reasons. I hate like Feeders and Feeders 2 and the Star Crystal, and even like found footage ones, Alien Origins and Bigfoot County. Yeah, those are pretty fucking bad too. The Star Crystal, which I mentioned before, is pretty fucking bad. Question 2, my second favorite drink is shit. He knew what my favorite was, Mellow Yellow. So my second favorite drink. One I don't mind. It's a. I think it's like. What is it, like cherry vanilla Pepsi or cherry vanilla Coke? I forget what it is. It's either. No, wait. I'm gonna go with. I'm not gonna go with it. There's a energy drink. A long time ago, someone sent me and I tried it. I loved it. I can't remember what the fuck it's called. If I saw it, I would know it. But it was like a strawberry. Not pie, but like strawberry. Fuck, I can't remember the damn name of it now. I know I've tried it before though, damn it. Whipped Strawberry Watchstar. There it is. Because Duckman XXX sent me it. Which, that's a nice guy. He sent me quite a bit of stuff. Jason. Rockstar Boom Energy Drink Whipped Strawberry. That's what it is. So yeah, Rockstar Boom Energy Drink Whipped Strawberry. That stuff was delicious. That stuff was delicious. So, I don't know if that guy watches my videos anymore, but if you are, thank you for that, because I love that drink. Whipped strawberry. It really tastes good. Does it really taste like strawberry cream? It has a good punch to it, but not too much. I love that. Question 3. Do you like beer? And if so, what's your favorite? Never drink beer. I've tasted it a long time ago. I hate it. I hate the taste of it. I don't get why people drink it. And that's not even condemning people. It's just taste-wise. It always tasted like fucking like gravel or something to me. I don't know. Just never liked the taste of it. I guess I like the closest alcohol I enjoy was a wine cooler. Maybe because I just like fruit type of taste, but yeah, not a beer guy, not an alcohol guy either. Granted, it's not much better. I drink caffeine. That does damage to you too, but fuck it. I still prefer. Do you have pets? Yeah, I have a couple cats. Sadly, some of them have passed away with time. The one I love the most, Trouble, which I showed in the video, he had a bad leg. He passed away quite a while ago, which was heartbreaking. But, that's life. But I have a couple cats left, and I love cats. I don't really show them much because I don't want to. I want them to roam, not be sit here. So that sort of thing. And question 5: if you had to pick a versus movie, which characters would it be? It could be horror, action, comedy, or anything. A versus movie. After Freddy vs. Jason, they should have done Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash. Kane Hodder back as Jason. You have Jason look like he did in Part 7 The New Blood. Freddy Krueger, and you have Ash after Army of Darkness. He puts on the chainsaw, and he fights these two guys in a knockdown, drag out fight. And it would be better than Freddy vs. Jason, because the problem with Freddy vs. Jason, which I like the film, but the problem with that is the characters suck. when Freddy and Jason are on screen, the movie sucks. Because the characters suck. Here, at least Ash would be fun to watch. And to see him play off against Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger, I think you could have had some fun one-liners and dialogue. I really do. So that's the one I would have. You can't do it now; it's too late. But like after Freddy vs. Jason, that should have been made. But that's the one thing. That's one I would pick. I know they did comic books. Hell, do an animated movie. Why can't you do an animated movie? Like, if Bruce Campbell could voice Ash in the video games, yeah, of course you wouldn't have to have anyone voice Jason. Have Robert Englund voice Freddy Krueger. Why not do an animated movie of Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash? Do an animated movie. Hey, what do I know? Well, hell, do a RoboCop versus Terminator and have the voice of Peter Weller and the voice of Arnold Schwarzenegger. And do it animated. Just because animated doesn't mean it can't be R-rated. So, hey, what do I know? But thank you for the questions. Next up is Corey Turtle Tank, who's asking, have a question. Do you think John Carver's The Thing needs a proper sequel? Or Kurt Russell, what do you think of Peter Well's possible return for World Cup Returns? P.S. Pop your tops, all 6 of them. That's really cool. That's a reference to Leviathan. It's also a reference to my old intro where I start out with, call me Becky one more time, 6-pack. I'm going to pop your tops, all 6 of them. So, thank you for that. That's really cool. John Carver was going to direct a sequel to The Thing with Kurt Russell and Keith David. Sometime, I want to say, for some reason I want to say in the 2000s. I think, the flop of Steve from LA, and then they're like, no, we don't want to do a sequel. Let's just do a miniseries. And then, no, we're not going to do a miniseries. We're going to do a prequel. Today, you can't do a proper sequel with Kurt Russell because how do you explain Kurt Russell being alive? Like, you can't say, Kurt Russell has aged how many decades? Like, even the 2000s be pushing up as like, frostbite, things of that nature will mask the aging process. But even then, it's like another almost 20 years later after that, so. Back in the day would have been interesting, but now, I don't know. I don't think it would work. Especially, I don't think. I definitely know John Carver and Kurt Russell wouldn't do it, so there'd be no point. Peter Weller's possible return for World Cup Returns. I don't see Peter Weller doing it. I don't see him. He's much older. He doesn't even want to talk about his older movies. They're doing their World Cup documentary. He declined doing an interview for it. He didn't do interviews for Leviathan. He's not going to do interviews for that Screamers Blu-ray that's coming out. I guarantee it. So, I don't see him getting into that suit. If he had a pain in the ass working that suit when he was in his prime, he's much older now. I don't see him trying to maneuver in that suit. Maybe they have someone do it and he'd do the voice, but I don't see Peter Weller doing that. I would be shocked. I would be absolutely shocked if he did it. So I don't think he's going to do it. Again, if he did it, I'd be like, wow, you have my curiosity piqued. But I don't see it happening. But that's just my opinion. But thank you for the questions. Grand Theft Ruben. Very nice guy. My questions to you, Matt. Did you know that Runaway with Tom Selleck was Nikolai Ceausescu's favorite movie? He was the first president of Romania. His presidency rules from 1965 to 1989 when the uprising happens. In the early 2010s, many Romanians missed him and they have a huge nostalgia of him. Mainly because of his rule, there's no unemployment rating and free education. Really? So the first president of Romania was his favorite movie was Runaway with Tom Selleck? How do you know this? Is this some trivia or something? Is there an interview? That's pretty cool. Guy has good taste. And if he's a good enough guy that there's no unemployment rating and free education, maybe more people should see Runaway. But that's pretty cool. I did not know that. The first president of Romania, his favorite movie is Runaway with Tom Selleck. I love Runaway with Tom Selleck. I love that movie to death. It's good taste. Have you seen Saturday Night Fever? A long time ago, I have the film on Blu-ray. It was sent to me a long time ago. Maybe one day I'll review it. I remember not minding the film. Definitely better than the sequel, Staying Alive, which I ranted on when I did my Sylvester Stallone marathon, since he directed it. But like Saturday Night Fever, they kind of got what the John Travolta character was, and it didn't have batshit insane shit like the sequel did. Yeah, I remember not minding Saturday Night Fever. Do you know that Jack Palance was from Ukrainian descent? I did not. How's your cats? Well, I already answered that. The one that was dearest to me passed away. His name was Trouble. That was because he always get into stuff, but in a good way. Not on me. He was a very nice cat. Very loving. That's life. It is what it is. Sorry. Do you know that May the 4th is also the day that the leader of Yugoslavia, Joseph Tito, passed away? He was a great leader, and he's good friends with Christopher Lee and Orson Welles. No, did not know that. Uh, Sorry to hear that, but huh? No, I did not know that. 6. Imagine if Rumble in the Bronx was released in theaters and in Blu-ray with full cut with original voices, as well as interviews, behind the scenes, commentary, as well as documentary before, during, and after Rumble in the Bronx was made. Special guests like Michael Dudikoff, Marta Costas about what happened with the rest of the cast members. Not sure why Michael Dudikoff, Marta Costas would be in there, but yeah, I would like a Rumble in the Bronx special edition. That's one of my favorite Jackie Chan movies. That's what got me into Jackie Chan was Rumble in the Bronx. That was the first one of his I saw, and I loved it. So that's a fun movie. Yeah, I would like to see it Blu-ray with all of the features and trimmings. No, actor stream, the guy who played the game leader, was an experienced stuntman. He's appeared in 7 movies, including Rumble and Cyberjet: Virtual Assassin. In 1998, he passed away during a stunt scene in the Crow TV series, Marta Costas. Oh, okay, that's why. Dudikoff. Okay. So you mentioned Dudikoff because he worked on Virtual Assassin, which pretty bad movie. But then Marta Costas on the Crow TV show. As well as Kathy Hubble, who played the female game member in Rumble, mentioned the tragedy in Manatee Bay, Vancouver. As a fan of the movie, I feel sad that actor Stream had passed away so early. Always imagine if he was still alive that maybe he would be in Jackie Chan films. Well, that's too bad. Ready for Christmas in 2019? Not really, but It's going to come eventually, so we'll see what happens. Take it day by day. Did you know that after Jackie Chan's first strike, Police Story 5 was planned to be involved Chan and May's wedding after the movie? However, it was canceled mainly because of new Police Story and the fact that Bill Tunn, Uncle Bill, passed away in 2006. Okay, so after Jackie Chan's first strike, there was going to be a Police Story 5 that involved Chan Kaku and May's wedding. Okay. No, I did not know about that. But yeah, I did see New Police Story and the one after that, and I thought those sucked. I really enjoyed Police Story 1 and 2, love Super Cop, love First Strike, but after that, pretty damn lame. Have you heard about Atuk? Atuk is an unproduced screenplay written by Todd Terrell. It is an adaptation of the 1963 novel The Incomparable Atuk, about an Inuit hunter who tries to live in New York City and has elements of racism, materialism, and pop culture. The script has been around since the 1970s, and many Hollywood film studios have been interested in producing the film, but are now terrified of its existence because of an alleged curse that has killed all the actors who have shown interest in the lead role. Jim Belushi, after reading the script and wanting to play the lead role, he died of an overdose in 1982. Sam Kinison, he managed to film at least one scene from the movie, but then quickly grew dissatisfied and wanted the script rewritten, halting production. Before there were any talks about continuing the project, Kinison died in a car crash. John Candy, he was reading the script. Candy suddenly died of a heart attack, age 43. Michael O'Donoghue, he was a writer, comedian, and a friend of Belushi and Kinison. He read the script, maybe even worked on it before recommending it to his buddies. He died of cerebral hemorrhage. Chris Farley, he was consideration for the main role. Phil Hartman, he was only encouraged for a supporting role. His wife committed murder-suicide by shooting him in bed before shooting herself. So wait, all these comedians for a movie about an Inuit hunter who tries to live in New York City? It has elements of... That seems like a weird idea for all these comedians to star in. Like, how is this a tuck? Inuit hunter who tries to live in New York, elements of racism, materialism, pop culture. I don't really see how that's comedic. Because you got Belushi, Sam Kinison, John Candy, and Chris Farley and Phil Hartman in it. I think that's strange. Even if the movie was made, it might have bombed at the box office, become panned by critics. The screenplay is stuck in development hell, where it belongs somewhere in the archives of the United Artists Production Company. Okay, I found this on Creepypasta Wiki, very horrified wiki page. No, I did not know about any of that. Did you know that Bruce Lee was a gang leader in his teenage years? The name of his group was known as the Tigers of Junction Street. I remember vaguely hearing about that. Well, that's my very longest Q&A for you, my friend. Have a nice day on YouTube. Maybe we'll see you on Saturday weekend. Thank you. Thank you for that. Next up, Jack Craven. Very nice guy on here. Wealth of information. And I do mean that, a wealth of information from this guy. And he has 6 questions. Let's say that for one reason or another you end up loving or just liking the new Rambo film. Would you still like it if it ends not with clear ending where Rambo lives or dies, but instead more of an ambiguous way where it's left to the audience to decide for themselves what happens to him? No. Either he lives or it can fuck off. Because it just made me pissed. I'd be like, this is fucking Alien 3 all over again. You know, this is fucking... You don't need to do that. It was fine to fucking Leave it alone. So no, I would. If it was like, is he dead or alive? I'd be pissed. If he's dead, I'm pissed. If he's alive, it's a shitty movie. I'll be pissed. So more than likely, I won't be pissed. Number 2, what's your opinion about Stallone finally making Hunter sometime in close future, and what would you like to see in that film? Keep in mind, while the original novel was action sci-fi horror, it's not very similar to Predator like people always say, and even the author himself said that it's actually a completely different type of story, and entire hunting the creature plot is only part of it, but I guarantee you that it would still make a great film. I can't buy the movie being made until it's actually filming. It's like that Jackie Chan Stallone film is going to be made, then Stallone left. For all I know, he's going to do Hunter, and he fucking leaves for Escape Plan 4, or Grudge Match 2, or fucking Expendables 5. There hasn't been a 4 yet. Well, 4 and 5 back to back. So, let's say it did get made. I would like Stallone to play a character similar to Tommy Lee Jones in The Hunted. He's an older character, uses his head, but he's still good hand-to-hand combat. Because Tommy Lee Jones was an older character in The Hunted. Stallone could play that type of character. Have that kind of very competent filmmaking, no shaky cam, no piece of shit directors like the guy who did Steve Plan 2, Stephen C. Miller, C for Cocksucker. Don't get some fucking hack like fucking John Moore or John Hyams. Get a worth a shit director. And give the audience what we want. Why is that so fucking hard to do nowadays? Because some audiences don't know what they want. I know what I want. Give me what I fucking want. I know Stallone can't do as much because he's much older. But if you still have some hardcore scenes of action, and I don't care if you gotta do the fucking Death Wish 3 route, where you have them a bunch of guns and shooting the motherfucking creature. Make it competently filmed, good, creepy, unsettling score, solid photography. Hell, get the guy who did Mandy to do it. Because he knows how to shoot a fucking image. But yeah, I don't want to get any hopes up for that. I just can't do it. As you know, William Gibson's famous rejected Alien 3 script recently got a comic book adaptation. Are there some similar unproduced, canceled, or rejected scripts and projects which you would love to see get the same or similar treatment? Sincerely, we'll never see any of these get made into films. Another example that comes to mind is Stallone's Fatalis action horror in which he would play the main hero trying to save LA from saber-toothed tigers. Although the film was canceled, the writer later turned the script to a damn good and decently praised novel. Comic book adaptation. Comic book adaptation of Fatalis or Isobar. Do you have a draw like Stallone? Another. Someone to do the comic book adaptation of Commando 2 with Arnold and them. Fish, I'm sure there's some rejected scripts of Ninja Turtle movies. Comic book adaptations of those would be interesting. I'm trying to think what else. The fucking John Carpenter movie about the Vietnam soldiers that become zombies. Shadow Company. You'd have people draw Kurt Russell and the likenesses of them. Have that be a comic book adaptation. I'd be curious to see that. Van Damme in that Bigfoot movie. I see a comic book adaptation of that. So there's a couple I'd gladly see a comic book adaptation of it. 4. You got Dead Rising 2 off the record months ago, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yep, that's right. Since I really liked that game, I was wondering, did you play it? If you did, what are your thoughts about what you liked or disliked, etc.? Sadly, with the games there, I haven't had much chance to play them. I've just been busy with life, everything. I haven't had a chance to play much of those games at all, so that's why I would like to play more games, but I just need the time to do it. I played it for like, I don't know, 15 minutes, so I can't really say much about it. Liked it so far, but yeah, I can't say much about it. Are there some famous or infamous first-time movie screenings you know about in which you would love to be a part of? A fly on the wall. Talk about something like when Star Wars was first released and people went crazy about it. Or on the other hand, maybe something like the first screening of Exorcist 2. Pissed off audience members chased the studio people across the streets after seeing how bad the movie is. The NC-17 version of Predator 2 that apparently someone puked after seeing. The editor, Mark Goldblatt, told about that. There was a screening. It was in, well, what was the more violent version of Predator 2, and someone puked. The one that I guess apparently James Cameron liked and told Mark Goldblatt that he liked the movie. So that Predator 2 one. Like maybe a first time movie screening of Aliens to see how the audience really got into the movie. If there was a first screening of Cobra before the editing, or that test screening of Hard Target, because when you play it, the word print, there's this fucking screen that's as if they're telling an audience, this is just a work in progress, or whatever the fuck. I want to be part of that audience because I see that on the big screen. So that's a couple. Ever since I first started following your channel, I noticed that you had some interesting ideas for movies which you would love to see get made. For example, the one for Unforgiven, like Predator movie, where Predator would defend some good people who helped him against evil predators and humans. I'm curious, are there some more what-if ideas for movies you had? Don't worry, I'm not some greedy Hollywood screenwriter who will steal them from you and then turn them into movies. I hope you do. I'd be fine with that. That's all for me. Take care, Matt, and good luck. Thank you. Thank you for the questions, and thank you for all the wealth of information throughout the. The guy's very knowledgeable on a lot of stuff. Yeah, I mean, there's always ideas. I mean, to me, they should make an R-rated Raphael movie, and then if that's successful, the next movie could be Raphael and Michelangelo, then Raphael and Donatello, and then Leonardo. This is before they were doing the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I'm like, why don't you could do that with the Turtles, and then you can make a movie with all together. Maybe it wasn't before the Marvel Cinematic thing, but that was an idea that popped in my head. I'm trying to think. God, fuck, I know there has been, but can't think of it off the top of my head. That's fucking. Of course, right when I do a Q&A, the fucking mind goes blank. Go fucking figure, you know? Yeah, sorry, man. I can't think of any. It just they sort of just come out of the blue, out of the woodwork. I guess a found footage movie about this place being haunted and just all this crazy shit happening, but it doesn't end on a bad note. It ends on a good note where all this bad shit's happening because of something poignant. Can't say the word. Poignant. Still didn't say it right. Something heartfelt that this group of people is going through all this shit, but they still solve this mystery to save this soul, and then they're filming it, and they're gonna release it, and they're like, yeah, people are still not gonna believe us, but we did the right thing, and the movie ends happily. Or a slasher film where there's a bunch of blue collar characters. Well, maybe not a slasher, but it was like blue collar characters dealing with monsters in a store, but like in a big, like one of those big stores, like a Walmart type of store, but they're somehow, for some reason, they're trapped in the store. I don't know what reason they'd be trapped in it, but does it just imagine like them having to use all the supplies on the store shelves to battle this monster or these monsters? And this blue, like one of them, putting them in the trash compactor and push the button and it squishes the monster or something. They have to use box cutters as a last resort. Maybe something like that, sort of like a fun R-rated blue collar, in the vein of Tremors type of thing. Or maybe like take like the beginning of The Howling, where it's like a serial killer and went after someone like Dee Wallace, but then you think it's a serial killer, but it's a werewolf. So it's a serial killer who's also a werewolf, and a cop has to track it down in the streets of Las Vegas or LA or something. Or another one like a werewolf on an airplane. Like that movie Turbulence with Ray Liotta? But instead of Ray Liotta, it's the full moon, it's a fucking werewolf, so these people have to deal with this werewolf on this plane that's ready to shred them. And of course, like any movie, you have to find a way for them not to just land the plane right away. So there's got to be a storm or some other stuff going on. Or they're across the ocean, so they can't just, they'll crash. Something like that. Just some type of monster that these people have to deal with in this small space on a plane. Or, zombie cop idea I had where, like, you get a really likable guy, and imagine a guy who can't die, but then, does, practical effects. He's having a firefight, his fucking arm is blown off, and he keeps going. Kind of like Dead Heat, but like a bigger budget. Or he'll take a criminal, they'll both jump off, and he's dead, but the zombie cop is alive. I imagine a scene where he's he's trying to get information out of a guy, so he's just bashing the car back and forth. And it's like, hey, I'm gonna live, but you're not. So you better tell me what you're gonna do, because I'm having fun. And even like a moment where get some glass in the guy's face. You see this? This don't mean shit. But this is gonna be your face. It'll tell me what the fuck I don't even know. Like, I mean, you have some fun with that, some entertainment value. But you know, that's a couple things. But thank you for the questions. Next up is Unconditional Prawn. He has a couple questions. Question 1. Have you seen any other William Fruet films outside of Blue Monkey? I have to look that up. I gotta see what other movie the guy has done. Let me double check real quick. What, there's an actual blue monkey? Like an actual monkey? Okay, that's not what I'm looking for, but... What is the guy done? William... Okay. He did... Trapped, aka Baker County, USA. Death Weekend, aka House by the Lake. Killer Party. I haven't seen any of his other stuff. No, he did TV work. I didn't see Killer Party, I've heard of it. Didn't see Spasms, I've heard of it. No, that's the only one I've seen. Yeah, that's the only one I've seen. Yeah. Do you think you'll ever find a worse movie to take the crown from Feeders 1 and 2? Man, it would have to be one hell of a winner to take that crown, man. I don't see it happening. I mean, when you see a movie where you're literally a fucking dead cat is literally a picture cut out and like some literal like fucking marker put on there of a cutout paper cat that's supposed to represent the dead cat. And there's literally scenes where the woman's like looking down on her script. I need to get some eggs and some milk. I don't see that happening. What would have happened if Peter Laird did not sell the Ninja Turtles franchise to Viacom? Well, what would have happened, maybe, one, the people making the 2003 cartoon, maybe they would have been able to make more stuff. Maybe they would have made the entire show actually have DVD season sets, because they did season 1 part 1, season 1 part 2. They did season 2 part 1. I think they did season 2 part 1, season 2 part 2. I think they did season 3 part 1. They would have finished it. They would have kept going. It would have been out there enough so that people can actually buy it instead of having to pay $100 or whatever. Maybe they would have, okay, let's try this for Blu-ray because people like it. Maybe be like, you know what, let's try another movie. Let's try a live-action film, which would not have been fucking dick jokes and ooh, my shell's tightening jokes and Mikey farting on his brother's faces. Maybe they would have looked at Marvel and said, oh, look what they're doing. Wow. I mean, they're really, let's try to do that. You know? That'd be a moment I'd be, yeah, rip off Marvel. Be better than what fucking Michael Bay did. You know, just saying. I think it would be better off. I really do. But, you know, that's just my opinion. What would you put as the best and worst films of the 1970s? The 70s. Best films. We'll definitely put films like Alien and Jaws, Dawn of the Dead. I don't know what order they would be for best, but yeah, Dawn of the Dead, Alien, Jaws. Rituals, I think, is pretty damn good. Assault on Precinct 13. I mean, I know there's others, but it's... Chris Halloween's a good one. Rituals, for those who don't know, is a very underrated film with Hal Holbrook. The worst films of the 70s? Oh, that's tough. I definitely have to think about that. The worst films in the 1970s. Well, I mean, I guess The Exorcist 2 is up there. I mean, I don't know if it'd be the #1 worst film in the 70s, but it's fucking up there. Really up there. It's really fucking bad. Let's see. Damn it. Fucking YouTube. Took away my damn YouTube page where I had my questions. No, I'm not fucking go back. Get to the fucking spot I was at. You fucking asshole. God damn it, get back. There. Worst films? I'm trying to think. Let's see if there's any lists. Because the 70s, I'm trying to think, like, I've seen movies from the 70s, but not as much as the 80s and 90s. Yeah, I know The Exorcist 2 is pretty damn bad. Most of these I probably haven't fucking seen. Rabbit Test. I know Mike would probably say that. That's one with Billy Crystal I haven't seen, but Mike OCP would fucking say that's one of the worst. Oh, of course, someone has The Swarm on here. I'm sorry, that's not fucking bad. Bullshit. Night Lepus is pretty fucking bad, but it's funny. Giant fucking rabbits. This person put Jaws 2 on the list? Fuck that. Jaws 2 is a damn good movie. Orca, that's a good movie too. Fuck that. Fuck that shit. Star Trek Motion Picture, this fucking list sucks. Star Trek Motion Picture is a good movie. Review that. Amityville Horror, really? That's one of the worst. Really? Meatballs? Fuck you. Fuck this list. I'm not reading your list anymore, guy, on IMDb. This fucking sucks. Flit chart. See if this is any fucking better. Or you're not going to fucking load. Yeah, I can't tell you what the worst films of the 70s are. I can't think of much 70s films off the top of my head. But, yeah, Exorcist 2 is definitely on there, though. It's definitely on there. Sorry about that. I know it's not much of an answer. Who would you say is the worst action star? The only caveat to this question is that direct-to-video Seagal does not count. By the way, I only saw Task Force and will never see a direct-to-video Seagal film ever again. The movie scarred me for life. Yeah, I don't blame you. So it can't be direct-to-video Steven Seagal. Okay, the worst action star. There was this guy called Jalal Murhi, Jalal Merhi. He was in these films with Cynthia Rothrock or Billy Blanks or so forth, like Tiger Claws and TC 2000, and was he in TC 2000? He was that, or maybe he wasn't that, but I know he was in like Talons of the Eagle, another one with Billy Blanks, and like he was directing these and he was co-starring or starring, and this guy, he could not act, he could not do martial arts, and he just fucking sucked. I'm like, this is an action star? This fucking guy? Really? Fucking bullshit. What else? I wouldn't call him the worst, but I've never been a big Don the Dragon Wilson guy. Like, I'm more into Jeff Speakman, Michael Dudikoff, of course, Stallone, Van Damme, Dolph Lundgren. I wouldn't call him the worst, but again, I'm not a big Don the Dragon Wilson guy. Although there's some of his I do enjoy. Like, was it Cyborg? No, Cyber Tracker 1 and 2. I remember liking those. And so, yeah, Don Dragon Wilson, no, I wouldn't put him up there in worst. I take that back. Compared to guys like Jalal Murhi or I'm trying to think who the hell else was there. I can't even think of like other action stars. Like, there's quite a bit of them I enjoy. I like Cynthia Rothrock. I like Michael Jai White. I love Jeff Speakman. Lauren Avedon, I don't mind. Love Chuck Norris. I'm trying to see if there's. Sorry, there was a dead air there, but I'm trying to find something to get the molecules in my brain firing. Oh, fucking yeah. Yeah, Shaquille O'Neal. When he was doing stuff like Steel. That definitely didn't work. And Nicole Smith when she did her Skyscraper. Honestly, Hulk Hogan would be up there because the one movie I can kind of deal with him is Suburban Commando, but a lot of his movies are pretty damn bad. To be perfectly honest. I'm trying to think. Thomas Ian Griffith is not one of my favorites. No, Jalal Murray is the one that comes to mind. Just did not like him at all. I know there's others. I know there are, but it's hard to think of it at the top of my head. Sorry about that, man. is the best I could do right now. But just with that, it's... Wait a minute. Since I got a couple minutes, this is almost an hour, let me look at something real quick. I ranted on this book, but maybe this book will actually help me out with this question, because I'm not really satisfied with my answer on that question. This is a book I ranted on because I'm like, some of the movies they don't have in this, and the movies they do have, I'm like, that's an action movie, but you don't have this? You don't have fucking... They didn't have... Wait, let me double check. Yeah, it's a fucking action movies and stars, but there's no Die Hard, among others. Well, Die Hard is only considered one of the best action movies of all time, but don't put in your action movie book. That's what I mean, like some of the... I ranted on this book. But I keep it because the pictures are nice and there's some cool interviews. At least there's some cool interviews with actors. So, there's that. But I'm looking at this index of action stars, see what comes to mind. See, Daniel Bernhardt. Yeah, I'm not a big Daniel Bernhardt guy. David Bradley is there. John Cena, there you go. That's... You know what, John Cena, I would put up there with Jalal Murray. He's one of the worst action stars. He had zero persona, zero charisma. The Marine... 12 Rounds would have been fun if it wasn't starring him. Like, hell, fucking have like Roddy Piper or another wrestler do it. Or Batista. Like the way he acted in Final Score. Or did it have to be a wrestler? Could have been any number of guys. Not fucking John Cena. So yeah, I'm glad I looked at the John Cena. Well, there's a reason why I forgot about him. Because he fucking blows. I know one guy asked, well, why do you hate John Cena? Because he has zero charisma. He has zero personality. I hate his wrestling. I don't think he's a good wrestler. His promos are the worst fucking cookie cutter promos. He's as phony as a fucking $4 bill. And he's the reason why I didn't watch wrestling, because they had this guy on top for like, what, 50 fucking years? At least that's what it felt like. Won in every goddamn title. Surprised he didn't win the fucking women's title with how many fucking titles he won. John fucking Cena. So yeah, John Cena's number one. And John Murray's up there too. That's the thing with this book. Like, fucking Kane from WWE is an action star because he was in See No Evil horror film. Oh, but he's a wrestler. But Bruce Willis is not an action star. Let it go. I'll go on another fucking 50-minute rant on this book. There are some good pictures, though. But yeah, John Cena. Howie Long isn't much. Yeah, he was alright in Broken Arrow, but he was kind of the weakest part of Firestorm. If Stallone, I think originally Stallone was going to star in Firestorm. If Sylvester Stallone starred in Firestorm, that would have been pretty fucking awesome. Not Howie Long. So yeah, it's a couple. John Cena, Jalal Murray, Howie Long, Shaquille O'Neal, Kazam, and fucking Steel. Kazam's not really an action film. Oh, Sue Price, who starred in the Nemesis sequels. Those are some of the worst fucking sequels I've seen. Nemesis 2, 3, and 4. It's just, hey, let's see this fucking woman more muscular than Jean-Claude Van Damme. Fucking muscles bigger than Arnold Schwarzenegger. And that's not against Van Damme. He's very muscular. I'm saying she is fucking thick with muscles. Break fucking steel girders with them. And see her naked, which I did not want to see. Fucking Nemesis sequels are pieces of fucking trash. So Sue Price is up there. Fucking Sue Price. Yeah, I'll fucking apologize. Jeff Wincott's underrated. That's a good one. I apologize. You know what? Fuck it. I apologize to Dom Dragon Wilson because, fuck, even he's fucking better than Jalal Murray or John Cena or fucking Sue Price. So there you go. More of an answer to your question. But thanks for watching. Take care and stay tuned for another video for the Q&A later.